everybody. NC4XL, North Carolina for Extreme Lovers. And the direction of this video is going to be for activators that go out into the field. And hunters, I'd appreciate if you hung around and maybe listened in case there's some points that you can give me on trying to help and be Elmers to our new folks in the field of amateur radio, and to include activators who go out to the park. Many times on the Book of Faces, there will be a question, which is the best antenna? And what I want to share is a couple inputs for you to just think about, so that you on the other side of this video can determine what your objections, or not objections, what obstacles that you may occur you might be able to get over and or deal with. When we, that's activators, go out in the field, we have some elements that most hunters don't have any idea. Ranger, and some laws in the state. And what it refers to is not to put anything in a tree, not to put anything in the ground, like a spike, and not to damage any of our wildlife area. So it leaves us sometimes in a predicament, especially if we drive to a new park for us as an activator, and we have the opportunity to meet a ranger who enforces what we may feel is an outdated law written at one time, or some other type of device, we'll say. Antennas. Antennas can be mounted on a barbecue grill with I'll call it a tri-magnet, 5-inch magnets, 3 of them on one mount. And you can use a ham stick designed and tuned for a specific band. Or you can use a Faraday cloth and a tripod, setting the tripod over the top of the Faraday cloth with your vertical antenna, which could be the ham stick, or could be an SS-17, I think is it, by Chameleon, or another facsimile company producing the whip. Or you can use a buddy pole, or you can use an Eagle one, such as what James uses off of a trailer hitch. You could use a mast that is a telescopic 40-foot mast, 30-foot mast, with a drive-on mount for your vehicle. Or the same drive-out mount you can put next to a post of some type and wrap bungee cords around it and slide your telescopic whip up so you're not penetrating into the ground. Or, and with that option, you can tie off your long wire or end bed or dipole, whatever you're using. In other words, when you out there in the field have to be creative, let your creativeness work. Don't be ashamed to try something. There is no perfect antenna. There are people who wish they had the perfect antenna, but you have to use your head. And speaking of using your head in honor of Trip, look up wherever you go, wherever you're going to throw a fishing line up and over a tree, make sure you know there's no power lines that you didn't look for before you got started. And if some of you are not aware of it, a personal friend was coming to see me and another ham, Mark, and that day he was electrocuted by a power line. We don't know exactly what happened. We weren't there. But we know the result. And the indication was that safety failed. I don't want you to get so excited about finding a park and a place to put up an antenna that you don't use some common sense and look up before you throw anything up. Okay, if you're going to use a projectile machine, be very cautious about it. Some of the ranger personnel frown upon anything that may sound like a device shooting off. Okay, know where you're going to. In other words, when you get where you're going to, make sure you're in a safe area. Now, I'm going to make a statement here, and please do not be offended by it, but think about it. You don't have to ask permission to do what you do as a hobby, because that's all it is. Many folks sometimes will want to say, well, let me go talk to the ranger and let me go talk to the visitor's desk. I will talk with them when they come and see me. I will explain exactly what I'm doing as far as practicing my emergency ecom. And many folks don't really realize what that is until you bring up hurricanes, catastrophic situations. Then they'll pay attention a little bit. But there are some places that are going to tell you that antenna that you put up in the tree's got to come down. And at that point, guess what you have to do? Take it down. If you're going to put a spike in the ground and you have guy wires, you don't want somebody to walk into them. So now you have to use some caution tape or something like that. These are things you think about. I am very fortunate with the parks that I go to, and I am just talking about me. Every activator runs into different situations, hunters. Every activator runs into different group of people who either respect our hobby or look down upon it as being a waste of time. But whatever the guidelines are where you're at, you have to follow them. Having a contest of words is not going to accomplish much, and most of the time makes things a little bit on the bad side. I put my antenna up. I use a fishing pole, 3 ounces of weight, throw my 20-pound fishing line up and over the tree, pull my paracord up and back down, hook up my antenna, pull my paracord back up so that I don't pull the antenna into the shrub of the tree, but far enough out that I'm up in the air in a sloper configuration. Same thing with the mast. If you have a drive-on mast, tie one end with a bungee cord around a guardrail, even the base of a tree, just to support it. Slide your mast up, take your other end, the transformer end, not the top end, the transformer end, and secure it to your vehicle or another point where you can tie it off and give it a shot. If you have different ideas about different antennas, this is a chance for you to experiment and play with them. And for self gratification, when you get your antenna up, hopefully you will have found that you have internet service so that you can go to the spotting page and make the contacts that you need to make to get the park activated before you have a stress level issue or before you realize that I ain't got no internet. So what do I do? Well, propagation is something none of us get to control, but we get to play with. And you can go find where there's a net frequency. And yes, I did say where there is a net frequency. And you can check into the net and say, hey, I just wanted to check in, get a signal report for you. I won't bother you. I appreciate it. I'm out trying to work in a park, but obviously I don't have any internet. So I heard you guys are gals, and be nice about it. You might have your activation right there. That's my little spill about there is no best antenna. It's what you have and make it work. Make your situation work for you. And if the authorities come up and tell you you must cease, well, then you have to. I didn't say you want to or you like to. Those are some of the things that we have to deal with as an activator out in a park. And I haven't even got to talking about the bugs. I still got a welt from 2 days ago when I went out on the back of my leg. The day I did not put the bug spray on because I didn't think I needed it, I got bit. God bless one and all. Let me know what you think. Share this with new people if you like. But have fun. And if you're watching this video, you're a mentor to someone else ahead of you. Somewhere down the road, somebody else is going to want or need a little bit of help. Reach out to them in the amateur radio world. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. I'm not just the darling old man. Oh, you might hear me say NC4 POTA on. That's the club call. We use that quite frequently too. 73.